Hello, my dear friends, and welcome back to our channel Mysterious Untold Books. Introduction. Life's greatest challenges often stem from our emotional reactions rather than the circumstances themselves. When we find ourselves repeatedly hurt in relationships, frustrated at work, or struggling with self-worth, the common denominator isn't bad luck. It's our inability to master our emotional responses. Most people live at the mercy of their feelings, allowing momentary emotions to dictate life-altering decisions. What if you could transform your relationship with emotions and use them as tools rather than being controlled by them? The principles within these pages offer a revolutionary approach to emotional mastery that can help you regain control in every area of your life. Whether you are dealing with heartbreak, career setbacks, or simply seeking more confidence and self-assurance, these proven techniques will help you develop the emotional intelligence needed to create the life you truly desire. The journey begins with a simple yet powerful shift in how you perceive your emotional world. Chapter 1. Master your emotions and gain control. Emotions are natural and valuable parts of being human, but they can cause tremendous harm when they drive our decisions unchecked. The most important principle to understand is that men and women tend to process emotions differently. Women are often more emotionally expressive while men may compartmentalize their feelings. This difference creates a vulnerability that can be exploited in relationships. Kara shares a powerful insight from her own experience with heartbreak. After discovering her boyfriend had been unfaithful, her initial impulse was to call him repeatedly, check his social media, and even drive past his apartment. The pain felt unbearable. But instead of acting on these emotional urges, she recognized them as temporary reactions that would only prolong her suffering. She decided to implement what she calls emotional mastery, acknowledging her feelings while refusing to let them dictate her actions. The transformation wasn't immediate, but it was profound. Rather than pursuing him or begging for another chance, Kara focused on distraction techniques. She scheduled filler dates with other men, not because she was ready for a new relationship, but to occupy her mind. She created a "things I hate about you" list that reminded her why the relationship needed to end. Most importantly, she surrounded herself with supportive friends who kept her busy during the worst moments of grief. To master your emotions, start by recognizing when you are reacting emotionally rather than responding thoughtfully. This awareness is the first step toward control. Next, make a conscious decision not to act on destructive emotional impulses. Instead, treat emotional pain like a physical wound. Give it time to heal without picking at it. Fill your schedule with activities that engage your mind, whether that's work, exercise, creative pursuits, or time with supportive friends. Remember that controlling your emotions doesn't mean suppressing them. Feel your feelings fully, but don't give them the power to determine your actions. This principle applies not just to heartbreak, but to all emotional challenges, from workplace frustrations to family conflicts. The power of emotional mastery lies in its ability to protect you from impulsive decisions that lead to regret. By creating space between what you feel and how you act, you reclaim control over your life story. Chapter 2. Harness the power of self-worth. Understanding your inherent value is transformative. Self-worth isn't about arrogance. It's about recognizing your unique qualities and refusing to settle for less than you deserve. Unfortunately, many women undervalue themselves, accepting poor treatment and making compromises that slowly erode their dignity. Kara describes her personal struggle with self-esteem during her high school years. As a young white American girl living in the suburbs, she constantly felt inadequate, never thin enough, pretty enough, or perfect enough. This changed dramatically when she transferred to a predominantly black high school in Miami. She observed how her new peers approached self-image with a different mindset. Suburban culture is cruel, while urban culture just does not give a fuck what anyone thinks. This cultural shift helped Kara realize that her negative self-perception wasn't reality but a choice she was making. The moment she decided to reject external judgments about her appearance and personality marked the beginning of her transformation. Instead of obsessing over her perceived flaws, she began to appreciate her uniqueness. She stopped covering her mouth when she laughed, something she'd done to hide her slight overbite, and was surprised when people complimented her smile. Her husband later told her that her overbite was actually one of the features he found most attractive about her. To harness your own self-worth, start by identifying your non-physical attributes, your offerings. These might include your education, career accomplishments, sense of humor, cooking skills, faithfulness, or nurturing nature. Make a list of at least 10 such qualities and review it regularly, especially during moments of self-doubt. Next, eliminate self-deprecating language from your vocabulary. Never point out your flaws to others or make negative comments about yourself. This not only damages your self-perception but signals to potential partners that you don't value yourself. The most powerful way to increase your self-worth is to develop your personal goals independent of relationships. When you are actively pursuing education, career advancement, or personal growth, you naturally become more selective about who you allow into your life. Remember that self-worth is the foundation upon which all healthy relationships are built. When you truly value yourself, you naturally attract people who recognize and appreciate your worth. Chapter 3. Develop magnetic confidence. Confidence is the most attractive quality a person can possess, more powerful than physical beauty, wealth, or status. It's about being comfortable in your own skin and unafraid to be authentically yourself. This magnetic quality draws people to you effortlessly and commands respect in every interaction. Kara points out that many people we consider sexy aren't conventionally attractive by society's standards. She lists celebrities like Jay-Z, Sarah Jessica Parker, and Madonna who may not fit traditional beauty ideals but exude undeniable appeal through their confidence. What makes these individuals attractive isn't physical perfection, but their absolute certainty in their value and unique qualities. During Kara's dating years, she noticed how her confidence transformed her relationships with men. Before developing self-assurance, she found herself chasing after men who treated her poorly. After embracing her worth, she discovered men were pursuing her instead. One particularly telling experience came when she met her future husband at a gas station. While she normally would have ignored men calling out to her, her newfound confidence allowed her to approach the situation differently. Rather than seeming desperate for his attention, she projected the energy of someone who didn't need his approval, which paradoxically made her more appealing to him. To develop your own magnetic confidence, distinguish between genuine confidence and arrogance. Confident people respect others regardless of status or appearance. They see beauty in others without feeling threatened. They acknowledge their imperfections without obsessing over them. In contrast, arrogant people judge others harshly, pretend to be perfect, and often mask deep insecurity. Practice projecting confidence through your body language. Walk tall with your shoulders back and make eye contact. Speak clearly without apologizing for your opinions. Dress in ways that make you feel good about yourself, whether that means elegant professional attire or comfortable casual wear. Confidence isn't about being flawless. It's about accepting yourself fully while continuing to grow. The most confident people aren't afraid to be vulnerable or admit mistakes. Their security comes not from perfection but from self-acceptance and continuous self-improvement. The beauty of confidence is that it can be developed through practice even if you don't naturally feel it. Start by acting as if you are already confident, and soon the feeling will follow the behavior. Chapter 4. Become the game, not just a player. Most people approach relationships reactively, waiting to see how others treat them and responding accordingly. This puts them at a disadvantage, constantly adjusting to others' rules and expectations. The transformation happens when you realize you aren't just playing the dating game. You are the game itself. Kara illustrates this concept through the metaphor of a prize to be won. When she was younger, she would pursue men she found attractive, trying to win their attention and affection. This consistently led to disappointment, as these men took her for granted. Everything changed when she shifted her perspective. She was the prize, and men would need to compete for her attention rather than the other way around. She began treating dating like cooking on a four-burner stove. Different men represented different pots she was managing simultaneously. The ones she liked most were on the front burners, receiving more attention, while others remained on back burners as potential options. If someone on a front burner disappointed her, she could easily move him to the back or remove him entirely and shift another man forward. To implement this approach in your own life, start by creating standards for the people you date. Make a list of 10 non-negotiable qualities you require in a partner. These might include honesty, ambition, kindness, financial stability, or shared values. Use this list as a screening tool for potential partners. Next, practice dating multiple people simultaneously before committing to exclusivity. This prevents the common mistake of becoming emotionally invested in one person too quickly. When you have several dating options, you are less likely to overlook red flags or accept poor treatment out of fear of being alone. The key to this strategy is maintaining emotional control. Don't reveal your feelings too quickly or become sexually intimate before you determine someone meets your standards. Create mystery by being somewhat elusive. Don't always be available or reveal everything about yourself at once. Remember that this approach isn't about manipulation, but about valuing yourself enough to be selective. When you truly see yourself as a prize, you naturally attract people who recognize your worth and are willing to demonstrate their interest through consistent effort and respect. The ultimate goal isn't to play games, but to find someone who values you so highly that they are willing to pursue you wholeheartedly. Chapter 5. Set and enforce your standards. Having clear standards isn't just about creating a wish list for your ideal partner. It's about establishing boundaries that protect your well-being and ensure you are treated with respect. Many people struggle with relationships because they've never defined what acceptable treatment looks like, allowing others to determine how they should be valued. Kara shares a powerful example from her dating history. She once went on a date with a man who made a rude comment about her weight, saying, "I usually date girls smaller than you." Rather than laughing it off or pretending it didn't hurt, she excused herself to the restroom and left the restaurant without saying goodbye. When he emailed her the next day with more insults, she simply deleted the message and blocked him. Instead of allowing his comments to damage her self-esteem, she recognized that his behavior revealed his character, not her word. To develop and enforce your own standards, start by identifying the behaviors you will and won't tolerate in relationships. Create categories to help you quickly assess potential partners: losers, those who lie, cheat, or lack ambition; users, those who take advantage financially or emotionally; and keepers, those who demonstrate respect, reciprocity, and reliability. Pay attention to how a person treats others, particularly their family members and service workers. A man's relationship with his mother can be especially revealing. Observe whether he's respectful and helpful or disrespectful and dependent. These patterns will likely extend to how he treats you over time. When someone violates your standards, respond decisively. Don't make excuses for bad behavior or hope it will improve with time. The moment you catch someone lying, cheating, or showing disrespect is the moment to exit the relationship. Maintaining clear consequences for boundary violations teaches others how to treat you and preserves your dignity. Remember that enforcing standards isn't about being rigid or judgmental. It's about honoring your word. The right person won't see your standards as obstacles, but as evidence of your self-respect. By refusing to tolerate mistreatment, you create space for relationships that genuinely enhance your life. The most important standard to maintain is being attracted to how someone treats you rather than superficial qualities like appearance or status. This single shift in perspective can transform your entire relationship experience. Chapter 6. Take action and demand respect. Actions speak louder than words. This timeless wisdom is particularly relevant in relationships. Many people claim to love us while their behaviors tell a completely different story. Learning to focus on actions rather than promises is essential for building healthy relationships and demanding the respect you deserve. Kara recounts a story of a client who was repeatedly told, "I love you," by her boyfriend, yet he consistently stood her up, lied about his whereabouts, and disappeared for days without explanation. When questioned, he would apologize profusely and reaffirm his love, creating a cycle of emotional manipulation. Kara helped her see that love isn't just a verbal declaration. It's demonstrated through consistent, respectful action. To implement this principle in your own life, start by evaluating the actions of those currently in your circle. Does someone claim to care about you but repeatedly cancel plans? Do they say they respect you but make decisions without considering your feelings? These inconsistencies between words and actions reveal the truth about how they value you. When meeting new people, create opportunities to observe their actions before becoming emotionally invested. Kara recommends the Prince Charming test, intentionally creating situations where you need assistance, such as when your car breaks down or you need a ride somewhere important. How eagerly someone comes to your aid reveals much about their genuine interest and character. Taking action yourself is equally important. Don't just hope someone will start treating you better. Communicate your expectations clearly and be prepared to walk away if they aren't met. Use phrases like, "When you," specific behavior, "it makes me feel," emotion. "I need," specific request, "to feel valued in this relationship." Then observe whether their behavior changes. Setting consequences for disrespect is crucial. If someone continues to treat you poorly after you've communicated your needs, follow through by distancing yourself or ending the relationship entirely. Empty threats only teach others they can disregard your boundaries without consequences. Remember that respect must be mutual. While demanding appropriate treatment from others, ensure you are also treating them with consideration and kindness. True respect flows both ways in healthy relationships. By focusing on actions rather than words and being willing to act decisively yourself, you create relationships based on genuine care rather than empty promises. Chapter 7. Maintain independence and personal growth. Maintaining your independence while in relationships is not just beneficial, it's essential for creating healthy, balanced partnerships. Too often, people abandon their personal goals, friendships, and interests once they enter relationships, creating unhealthy dependency and eventually resentment. Kara shares the story of her best friend who dreamed of becoming an airline pilot but worried it would be an impossible goal. Despite doubt from others, she committed to her dream, pursuing education, building flight hours, and working diligently toward her goal. During this period, she dated selectively, choosing men who supported her ambitions rather than competing with them. By age 27, she was flying passenger jets around the world. Her focus on personal growth not only fulfilled her professional dreams but attracted partners who valued her ambition and independence. To maintain your own independence, start by developing clear personal goals separate from your relationships. These might include educational achievements, career advancement, creative pursuits, or physical fitness milestones. Write these goals down, create actionable steps toward achieving them, and review your progress regularly. Protect your personal time and space, even in committed relationships. Maintain regular activities that don't include your partner, whether that's girls' nights, solo workouts, creative pursuits, or professional networking. These experiences keep you connected to your individual identity and provide fresh energy you bring back to the relationship. Maintain financial independence whenever possible. Having your own income and savings provides security and prevents feeling trapped in unhealthy situations. Even in marriages with shared finances, consider maintaining a personal account for individual goals and emergencies. Nurture friendships outside your romantic relationship. These connections provide emotional support, perspective, and fulfillment that no single relationship can provide. Schedule regular time with friends and prioritize these relationships even when romance is flourishing. Recognize the warning sign of someone trying to isolate you from friends, family, or interests. Healthy partners encourage your independence rather than feeling threatened by it. They understand that your personal growth enriches the relationship rather than competing with it. Remember that maintaining independence isn't selfish. It's a foundation of healthy interdependence. Two whole people choosing to share their lives create stronger bonds than two incomplete people seeking to fill their emptiness through each other. Your personal growth becomes a gift you bring to the relationship, keeping it vibrant and evolving over time. Thank you for listening. Audiobook by Mysterious Untold Books.